Welcome to SSP TV Community News. I'm Lisa Schugardt. Have you watched the Fox Nation show, Greg Gutfeld's What Did I Miss? Well, if you didn't, you missed this guy, because Sonny Joe, who is from Eagle Rock in our area, actually was one of the contestants on that game show. So thanks for being here. I mean, that sounded like a hoot. I mean, how in heaven's name did you end up on this game show?
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. So the story of like how I ended up on it was kind of crazy, because I had a YouTube channel with my brother. That took us to MTV and we did some TV stuff. And I got older and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do the pranks anymore. I want to live a normal life and settle down. So 5 years later, a producer that I worked with from MTV sent me a message in the middle of January. And she's like, hey, Sonny, I have a TV opportunity for you. Are you interested? And I said, I'm interested as long as it's not too crazy. Like, I'm getting older. I don't want to do anything too crazy. Well, turns out it was the craziest idea that I've ever heard of in my entire life. She goes, I need you 90 days, no phones, no TV, no electronics, complete isolation. She literally told me only an idiot would agree to this. Guess what? I agreed to it. And that's how I ended up on the show.
Wow. So there were supposed to be 5 contestants, but one backed out, right? So there was only 4.
There was 5 contestants up until halfway, and she just couldn't make it. Like, literally, it was too insane for her that she just left. She couldn't make it.
And you were in a cabin in the middle of nowhere in New York.
So you ever watch like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like literally where you're like, oh my God, we're in the middle of nowhere, we're gonna die? That was my life for 90 days. There was nothing at all, no people. All I seen is birds and deers, literally complete isolation in the middle of nowhere.
So how difficult was this, not only for you, but for your family? Because you have a wife and you're like, you're not going to talk to her for 90 days?
I think like it was easy for her in the beginning, because she's like, as you can see, I'm very like loud. So she's like, oh my God, peace and quiet. And then I think she missed me. But she told me, she was like, you know what? You love making people laugh. You love making people smile. Do what you want. Go do it. Like, she was very, very, very supportive. My mom thought I was in jail. And I think like up until she seen the TV and seen me on it, she like, until I literally got out, I'm like, hi Mom. She's like, oh, how was jail? Like, she legitimately thought I was in jail.
Wow. So now this happened on Inauguration Day when President Trump was sworn into office. You go into isolation. So you come out 90 days later and they're going to ask you if they're going to tell you an incident that happened or something that they'll say, was this real or was this fake? So you didn't know. And a lot of things happened in those 90 days. Oh, and plus you were doing this to hopefully win $50,000.
So here's the thing. When they asked us the questions, there were some questions that I'm like, oh my God, like there's no way this is true. And guess what? It was true. And like in my head, I'm like, you know, like put politics aside, Trump is a very different kind of president. So some things you're like, oh my God, did this happen or did this not happen? But when they're like, did Trump put a tariff on every single country regardless of population? I'm like, no way. Or is Katy Perry an astronaut? I'm like, no, Katy Perry's not an astronaut. I was wrong.
And I saw that they literally blindfolded you and you had headphones on that you couldn't hear until they brought you into the studio. Like, that's how it was. You didn't really get to see or know anything until you were on the game show.
It was the whole car ride. The entire car ride from upstate to the city was blindfolded with music in our ears and ear defenders over. So I was literally like Helen Keller, complete blind, couldn't see nothing. They walked me into a window by accident, and then boom, we're on a stage, and then there's a live studio audience. So imagine like the emotion of that. It went from complete blindness and you can't hear nothing to boom, craziness. It was wild.
What is the thing, I guess, that was hardest to deal with when you were there? Was it missing your family or what was it?
It was missing my wife, missing my dogs, and missing my family. That, honestly, no nonsense, the phone wasn't that hard. After like day 1, day 2, I didn't think about the phone. I thought about my dogs and I thought about my wife and my family. And the thing is like, and I keep saying no contact, no contact, no contact, but we literally had no contact.
Wow, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I could give up the phone, I think, but I don't think I could do without talking to, you know, my family and this, different things like that. I think that would be really, really difficult. So what is a benefit that you got out of this?
I'll tell you what, the benefit is that I learned not to take things for granted. Now when my wife's like, hey, Sonny, let's go to TJ Maxx, where before I'm like, I will do anything than to go to TJ Maxx for 2 hours and to wander around aimlessly. Now I'm like, oh my God, let's go. Because when I didn't have it, it's like I knew like, oh my God, I shouldn't take this for granted. Like that's what it taught me. And believe it or not, that's poison. The phone is poison. I always had sleeping problems. When I was in isolation, I had no sleeping problems because no doom scrolling, no blue light, like literally it's poison. Like I have to say the benefit of it was being away from it, and there's no constant stimulation. You're not learning about like what's bad going on in the world. Is there war? Who broke up with who? Who's cheating on who? Like none of that. Like you just have time to like be yourself and find yourself. So that was the benefit of that.
What did your family say when you came home and all your friends?
They miss me, and they're like, oh my God, like how was it? Like they literally asked, like, was it real? Like, did you really do that? Like, was it TV? And I'm like, yeah, it was TV, but it was real. Like what I told you is what happened. My mom asked me what jail I was at. I told her I wasn't in jail at all. But no, everyone lost it. Like everyone thought it, because we weren't allowed to tell nobody. We were allowed to tell immediate family, and that's all. So I told my wife, I told my mom, and that's pretty much it. And I just went off the grid for 90 days.
Wow, people were probably thinking you're in jail.
Yeah.
So now, I guess the big question then is, the game show went on, and fingers crossed, we were all hoping that you would be the winner. You weren't, but you still won a lot by being on this show.
At the end of the day, I did it. I'm like one of the 4 people in the world that literally, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I literally went off the grid for 90 days in complete isolation, and I was a part of history. So that's what I'm happy about. And I didn't originally do it to win the money. The money to 50,000 is terrible. Fox, you're cheap as hell. Like shake down Sean Hannity for some more money for season 2, because that prize was awful. But it wasn't for the money. It was just to say I did it and to spread my laughter to the world.
Wow. I bet you were a card to be in there with, though. At least you probably kept the conversation going for the people that were there and everything. What did you do? Did you play games? What did you do?
Oh my God. So listen, I never crafted in my life. I never painted. I never did any of that. I was like the fat Bob Ross in there. I was doing paint by numbers, painting rocks, painting this, painting that. I'm like, now if I see a paintbrush, I run away from it. Or puzzles and all. I'm like, oh my God. We crafted 24/7. It was fun for the first 2 weeks. But after like day 50, you're like, get this out of my face before I rip this canvas. It was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I never want to look at a paintbrush again.
Oh my gosh, you are awesome. I know why they picked you for the show, because you have a great personality to do this. And I'm sure you were
enough to do this is what you meant to say.
That's pretty unique to do it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would have said yes, too. It's pretty cool. So, well, congratulations. We're proud of you that you did it. And we wish you would have won the money. But who knows? Maybe we'll see you on another show somewhere else.
Who knows? We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. Absolutely.